Hey guys, Frosty Plays here, and in one of my previous videos I did my first ever 1v1 in Strucid. The link of that will be in the description, but I thought it'd be cool to record my 1 week progression of 1v1s in Strucid. And I'm sorry this video got delayed, it's just because this video required a lot of editing, which I didn't really have the time to do. And one thing to note is that I don't have a VIP server, so I was in a few Discord servers, like looking for people to 1v1. So because of that, these days I'm necessarily consecutive, and also the number of 1v1s I managed to do a day depended on how many people I could find. And anyways, without further ado, let's get right into day 1. Day 1, I got quite a lot of footage, but I'm not going to show all of it because it was quite boring. But I failed my 90s like most of the time, and I also got wrecked like a bunch of times, like a bunch. I mean, like, just look at this short montages of it. Oh yeah, also shout out to this guy for recommending me what shotguns to use for the double pump. After I took his advice, I immediately won my first ever round. This round I managed to crack the guy's shield, and then he had a cone above him, so I used my heavy sniper to destroy it, and then I went down there and finished him off with my pump. This round he had height, so I had to build up to him, and then I jumped and managed to get a shotgun shot on his head. The next round he got me like really low and tried to pickaxe me, but I managed to shotgun him while he tried to do that. Day 2 I warmed up in a public server, and then in the first match this guy got me low, but then I gained height and then double pumped him. Next round I was trapped under his wall, and then he edited it to finish me off. I'm playing against somebody else and he tried to trap me here. He was lagging and then I double pumped him, which is kind of unfair to him. Next round he overbuilt, and he sprayed me down with an SMG. Look here, he tries to claim that SMG is a Tommy. He's like, it's barely even an SMG, bruh. And then he wants to use the Glock after that. Nothing I can really do about it because it's his VIP server, it's not mine. I just had to deal with it, you know. I needed to teach him a lesson with this pump flick. He sprayed me down with his SMG another 2 times. Got some pretty decent 90s this time, but then he gained height again and finished me off with a shotgun, which is fair play to him. He got me with a shotgun instead of spraying me down. He trapped me, and at this point I'm starting to think I know the rules of 1v1s better than him. I'm fighting off against somebody else now, and I got stuck inside the ramp, so he easily finished me that round. He tried to pickaxe me, but then I pulled away, so he shotgunned me instead. I wanted to switch to the pump, but I accidentally switched to my heavy sniper and I quickscoped him. He was standing still and I missed the free shot there, so then he went down, he built up. Then he deagled the floor to come into my box, and then he shotgunned me to finish me off. In the beginning 90s, he started spraying me down with his AUG, so then I started to panic, and I flicked him with my heavy sniper. He then tells me that you can't use heavy snipers, and I didn't know that because I actually listed all the weapons in my loadout in Discord when I was chatting with him, so I thought he already knew everything and it was okay. It's now the last round of this 1v1. And he jumped up and placed a floor and quickly edited it down to deal some more damage off me. My builds were rotated so he could finish me off. I'm now facing XXC Gaming, who ended up subscribing to me, so shout out to him. It was also his birthday while we were recording this 1v1, so happy birthday. And in the very first round, he pickaxed me. In the next round, he edited through the floor and then I broke his shield. Then I ended up sneaking up to him and then finishing him off with the pump. I did a 180, then one pumped him. I played one round against another guy and I double pumped him to win. I started day 3 with not terrible 90s, but then I placed a floor above my head and it blocked me. He coned me, but then I edited through the floor and he double pumped me to finish off that round. In the next round I somehow got height, but I didn't have it for very long. And if you can see here, he phased through my ramp, and here I coned him, but then when I was editing through the cone he was already aiming at me, so then he got me that round too. That's all of day 3. First round of day 4, and my builds were rotated, so the other guy got me. I managed to cone him, and while he's trying to break the cone I was aiming my shotgun at him, but then he put another cone to protect himself, but I jumped around it and got 80 damage off him with my shotgun. He later got me because I was ramping to him without any protection. He flexed his builds on me and then proceeded to 1v1 another guy, so I also had to try and find another person to 1v1. In the next battle, the guy managed to sneak up behind me and then spray me down with his AR. I cracked his shield with my pump, and then I built up because I was missing a few shots, and then I tried to secretly edit down to like chip some more damage off him. But that ended up flopping and he tried to pickaxe me, and he was so close to doing it too, but then I pulled away, took my shotgun and finished that round. I think I had some pretty decent 90s. And then I ramped up and put a cone to protect myself, but if you look closely when I edited through the cone, it didn't register for some reason, maybe ping, I don't know. I tried to edit through but I failed the edit. I built up to height and I edited down and I double pumped him. Got some good 90s this time, and then I ramped up to him. He was trapped under my ramp, but I didn't know which edits to do to expose him to get some damage off him. So I ended up losing that battle. I'm facing off another guy this time. And ooh, I almost fell down there. But my builds were rotated, so when he jumped down I couldn't like defend myself. I'm facing off yet another opponent, and I think one thing I could learn from this opponent is his use of cones. I mean, like throughout this build battle he used the cones really strategically, and you just watch his highlights and you will see how he uses the cones against me. And one thing I'll say is I think he's definitely too good for me to take on at this point of recording this video. So yeah, I would also say he was going easy on me. I don't know how I could have messed up 90s like that bad. I don't even know what that was. I'm stuck in this box, which is not good because he's good at editing, but for some reason I accidentally phased through the roof. Like what? He kept coning me and I tried to double ram, which was not a really smart idea of me to do at the time because he was like right behind me, which is how he managed to win that round. And he finished it off with a pickaxe. GG's man. It's day 5 now and I started off with some good 90s. And this guy was trapped in my box. So I edited through the wall, edited the ramp, and cracked his shield with my pump. But he also cracked my shield, so he came out to push me. But then I finished him off with the advanced shotgun. I fell. Later he coned me and he edited through the cone to take a lot of damage off me. Then later he finished me off. Some crazy ping right here, man. Look at all those blue builds. And even more blue builds. And here I got stuck inside this pyramid. I did a nice side jump here, but somehow he shot through my builds. He was trying to take high ground, so I had to build up. And then I tried to take high ground again, but this time my builds were rotated, so he did manage to take high ground and then finish me off with a flint knock. I got 77 damage off him, placed 2 walls, then jumped down and missed my shotgun shot, which allowed him to deal like a lot of damage off me. He phased through my cone and then he finished me off. It is day 6 and I started off with some decent 90s. I failed to cone him, but then I built up to him and double pumped him. Next round I successfully managed to cone him, and then later he built up to the side and I one pumped him. Next round I had good 90s again. I rammed to him, I edited down, and then I finished him off with a double pump. There was a problem to day 7 footage, but basically I only faced off against one guy and I got wrecked by him. And yeah, so that was my 1 week 1v1 progression. If you guys have made it this far into the video, I thank you guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!